So, welcome back to Awake TV. Today we're in Rendlesham Forest and we're going to be showing you what is in our camera bags.
I'm at an all-time
So we've graduated about 6 months ago from university, and we kind of just want to show you our gear and equipment since then, trying to be freelance videographers and, you know, doing work, commercial, adverts, all sorts of different things, and show you basically what we've got inside our bags.
Right, I'll start then. So at the top of my bag here, that's where I keep my tripod and stuff. So recently I got this, which is just Joby GorillaPod, which has come in very handy since we've been doing our YouTube stuff. But yeah, I mean, everyone knows what these things are, but they're just good for wrapping around trees and any sort of quick little setup that you need a tripod for or a stabilised shot. So that stays at the top of my bag here, along with my tripod, which is the Manfrotto B3 Live. I've got the one with like the thread on the legs. It's always been a very good tripod for me. I've had it for a few years now, and yeah, really like nice, small and compact, and it's just done everything I need it to do, and it fits perfectly sort of on this bag. In the side pocket here, I've made sure I've got sort of quick access to my camera, so it's easy to just sort of whip out. In here, got the Panasonic GH5. It's a great little camera. I've had it for sort of 3 years now, and I've got it with the Panasonic G12-60 lens on there as well, f3.5 to 5.6. So it's not the greatest for depth of field or low light or anything like that, but a lot of my shoots recently have involved a lot of natural light, so this has come in very handy for that and just capturing sort of either photos or video that I need to sort of quite quickly. But yeah, it does 4K 60, 1080 at 180 frames, and yeah, this camera really has just never let me down, and it's a great hybrid camera for both stills and for video. That's in this little side pocket here.
Yeah, so my tripod sits just at the bottom, in these straps here. It's quite a sturdy old thing. Haven't had it that long, to be fair, but so far it's been, you know, decent. I do like my handheld stuff, but for me tripod, me static stuff, it's been perfect. But in this bit, side pocket, I think that's one of the most important things, having a side pocket like that. Here I have my bulky lens, the 70-200 and the Lumix S5, and this is like, yeah, this is insane. This camera is like, literally does everything I need now. 4K 60, just a lot. This lens is perfect as well. That's why I've got it on now. It just, for everything I need, I can get it out. f2.8 as well, which is good for low light, obviously. But yeah, this has been brilliant, this camera and lens.
I'm gonna go on the outside of the bag. So in this little pocket here, side bit, just got this GoPro extension pole, which goes out to 1 meter, so like that. So it's just very useful for sort of getting that extra stabilization on the GoPro, and yeah, I use this, you know, a lot more now. Speaking of the GoPro, I've got it clipped up here on this little part of the bag. This is the GoPro Hero 7 Black. I've had this literally for 6 or so years. Still does 4K 60 and holds up really well. 240 FPS slow-mo, so it's just, yeah, really good for those sorts of things. Getting quick sort of travel, sporty YouTube stuff like we need for now. So use this a lot still. It just clips on there. Also to do with the GoPro, got a little window mount in here, so that can just suction cup onto the window and I can get like a time lapse or a shot out of a car window or a train window or something like that. Little pouch on the actual strap itself. I've got a pair of AirPod Pros in there, a tripod attachment for the GoPro, a little small rig extension arm thing with a double 1/4 inch thread. Mainly use this so I can use my monitor or my gimbal, and then I've also got the standard GoPro attachment as well. Also on the outside of the bag, rain cover in this little pocket, very important, especially in this country. I've got these pockets here, so this top one up here I use and I keep my monitor in there. This is the Feel World monitor, it's the pretty standard one. It feeds through at 4K and just literally does everything I need it to do perfectly. And that just fits really nice in this pocket up here. Like I say, I've got the drinks pocket here, but I normally use that for the GoPro pole. There's this sort of RFID protected thing, so you can put your wallet in there and no one's going to come past and like scan your cards or anything. At the moment, I've just got a Lacy 2TB hard drive in there, literally using this to just store all of my footage on and stuff. Also in this bit where I keep the camera, I've got battery pockets, so I've got a spare GH5 battery in there. It's also got these really little handy markers, so I can mark if the battery's charged or dead or anything like that. And now I think we're going to go inside these bags.
Yeah, I'll start off with the top bit of mine. A little bit messy in here, but I've got me 2 terabyte drive at the minute in there. Loads of sort of adapters and stuff in here. Got me charger for the battery in there. Adapter SD cards and stuff, which is I always carry around. Case for the drive. Strap, neck strap. Don't always use this because I like having the freedom. I think we both like the freedom of sort of being able to move the camera basically anywhere and not being restricted with this. But it's come in handy sometimes, to be fair, more with like photography.
Well, especially when you've got the heavier lens on.
Yeah,
like,
definitely. And because when I had a bad wrist, I sort of used this and it gave me a lot of support and was
which you
good.
saw in the rendering video.
Yeah.
The running video.
And then yeah, this little thing in here, which never really use, but probably should and could.
Yeah, this I didn't even know you had.
Yeah, which yeah, I don't actually use it, but it probably could come in handy. There's sort of things in here that are important, you know, could come in handy. In my side pocket as well, where I get my camera out. SD card, little holder, which I'm using all my SD cards at the minute. Battery, which is Lumix S5 battery. No, I'm not going to get that out, but yeah, that's in there, which is good. Good little pocket. Do you want to go into yours?
Yeah. Chaos of my bag begin. So start with this main bit here, I guess. So my laptop, obviously, Asus ZenBook Pro Duo. It's a very good laptop, super powerful, and the dual screens are just so helpful for editing. Just because I can sort of have the timeline on the top, my bins on the bottom, and it's just so helpful. But yeah, very powerful, and this has always done me for my editing needs, really. I've also got a little sort of notepad in here and pen, just in case you need to make note of any specific shots the client may want. I've got some editing notes and stuff in there, so yeah, it's just, that's in there if I need it. I've got a pair of Sony headphones, just because I use these to monitor the audio and stuff like that. Always important carrying these around, even if I need to edit on the go or whatever like that. In this little pocket here where I keep the camera as well, I've got this really nice Panasonic G25mm lens for Micro Four Thirds. It's f1.7, so really good in that low light and getting that depth of field and everything like that. Great for portraits, good autofocus, and yeah, I use this lens a lot. It's always done me well. And I've also got a little makeshift pouch down the bottom, which has got just some lens cups and stuff in it, as well as a little Velcro SD card slot thing, which has got a micro SD adapter in case I need to give some footage to someone from, say, the drone or the GoPro that doesn't have a reader for micro SD. That's there. So I've got this, which everyone needs. I mean, I got this in a Christmas cracker, but it's literally just a little Velcro attachment, and it's just like a multi-tool. Very handy for, you know, setting up the gimbal, tripod plates, stuff like that. In this little pencil case here, I would normally have the Rode Wireless Go 2, but we're obviously using that to currently record this video. So yeah, but I've got lav mic in here. I've got a little hot shoe mount where I can basically put all of the mics on top of the camera. And yeah, it comes with obviously the 2 transmitters and the receiver, so it's good for when there's 2 people like us talking. I've also got a USB-C cable in there, so I can quickly plug that into a phone or charge it up quicker if I need to. That's just very useful, and they're great mics to have. Little pouch here, got some Jake Rayner business cards. Nice.
Love it.
Important.
Yeah.
But you know, you just never know where I may come across somewhere where I get an opportunity to leave some or give one to someone, so they're always coming around with me. These are basically just literally what let me use all of my lenses and do what I do basically. I've got this one here, which is a K&F Concepts Micro Four Thirds to EF adapter, and then I've got an Earth adapter for M42 mount, which is for vintage, which I'll get into in a bit. And I've also got another adapter by K&F Concepts, which is Micro Four Thirds to PK mount Pentax, which is obviously another vintage. So very useful. They let me use all my lenses that I want to use at the moment. Juice portable charger. This has literally come in handy so many times for recharging the GoPro, charging up the drone, stuff like that. Super quick and powerful. And yeah, use this obviously for all that stuff. Phone as well. The arm for the monitor, just so obviously I can attach it. That just goes in this little pouch. This came with the GorillaPod, but it's just a phone mount by Joby. Very grippy, very reliable, and it allows me to shoot in portrait and landscape, so that's good. NPF batteries, literally so powerful. I use these for the monitor. I haven't had to charge them literally since I bought them. Yeah, they're really good. Last me forever. These I don't really use too much at the moment, but these are the newer ND filters. I do want to look into getting a variable one just because these I have to change every time I want to use a certain one. So a variable one will be a lot more useful for me now, but they're in there anyway. And I've got a little pouch at the side which has just got sort of a lens cloth, I have a GoPro attachment. I think there's a screwdriver in here. There's sort of loads of random stuff, but it's all very useful. And that's basically what this whole pocket is, to be honest. It's sort of random stuff that didn't really have its own place in the bag, but it's still very important and will be used on almost every shoot.
I think the more every shoot that goes by, you get more like, oh, wish I had that. And then the next time you put it in your camera bag, and then you're like,
so I've learned from that.
Something else will happen, and then you'll get something else in your camera bag. It's just almost felt experience, which we didn't have loads of it, but we've still got enough to we've been on a shoot and been like, oh, wish we had that.
Learned from mistakes. Like
then we'll put it in.
No, I was completely right. Essentially, that is the case with this pocket. It's like stuff I've realised I've needed and just kind of put it all in. So
into my bag then. So looking a bit empty now, the 70 to 200 is gone, but so in here it's laptop, MacBook Pro, 16-inch, lovely. It's proper good. I mean, been perfect for everything that I've used, I've done. I mean, edited, it's handled everything as well, which I was, read up on so many stuff, what to get, what's gonna be, perfect for what I need, and that is perfect. And I've got a little pouch here. This is a rain cover.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, always can come in handy, that. My extension tubes, which I love my macro stuff, my close up. And basically with these extension tubes I can get right up close, and that allows me just to focus in closer than I usually would, which I want to experiment more with these, to be fair, but it's a recent purchase, and really like these so far. And just some lens, some cups in there, it's just little pocket there. And then up the top here, 20p along with the Allen key. Although it looks just random things in there, important stuff, because it's, things like tripods and screwing things on is important. And then also little lens cloth in there as well. But again, like what we're saying, coming with like experience on set and having more stuff. This is like recently I just put that in there because I thought, oh, what can I use? Then I thought, oh, perfect, use this.
Right, so now I'm going to move into this top section, which starting off I've got the Rode VideoMic Go. Incredible mic, shotgun mic for just putting on top of the camera, getting YouTube stuff, BTS. It's never let me down.
I think we've started to use that more now, haven't we?
Definitely started to use it more.
Which is good.
I used it for like my whole behind the scenes documentary that was the stuff on set, that sort of thing. It was just really good for. YouTube it's been really good for. It's just better for getting that sort of crisp audio but not having to have some elaborate setup to do it. This mic has always done that well. Battery charger for the GH5 batteries. Little sun visor for the monitor, just for when you're shooting out in the sun, there's a lot of glare. Little shoulder strap for this here, which is my DJI drone bag. This is a little Rode bag, which actually came with the Wireless Go too, but once I got like the lav mic and the other accessories, it didn't really fit all in there. So now I use this for a 0.5 meter HDMI cable, which is for when the monitor is attached to the gimbal, because it needs that sort of extra reach. And then this is the 0.3 meter for when I'm using the monitor handheld. Then I've got the drone, which DJI Mini 3 Pro, more fly kit. It's just incredible bit of kit.
Beloved drone.
Beloved drone. It's probably my best investment of gear so far, obviously apart from a camera.
It's probably gained you the most amount of profit, if you like.
Yeah,
because
I reckon
sometimes people have come and been like, oh, can I do some drone stuff? And then it's like, you earn that back, probably, you know what I mean? It's like...
There was like whole jobs where I've been hired just to do the drone, or we have, just because the drone is the attraction. It's like people just, love the drone stuff. So yeah, it's in this little sort of compact fit like this. I've got a propeller guard just to stop all of these sort of flapping around. Yeah, as you can see, it's like super small, light, incredibly easy to set up, and then just sync it up with my phone. It's ready to go. Does 4K 60. They've now got the Mini 3 Pro built with f1.7 into the lens, so that's incredibly good for the low light stuff. You can use this really well at night, which I want to do more of. I've got the standard controller for the Mini 3 Pro, clip your phone to the top. Not too much to say about it, but it's got those 3 modes, cinematic mode, normal and sport mode. I use them all equally, to be fair, so I'm glad they're all there. Yeah, great, obviously need that for the drone. The extra batteries that come with the Fly More kit. So there's 2 extra batteries in there, which takes it from half an hour flight time to an hour and a half. So that's really good. It's just a very good compact charger to get all the batteries ready to go. little top section in the bag, got just a USB-C charging cable, and then I've got the PGY Tech landing gear, which I literally picked up from like a £5 off of DJI's website. It's so good for getting that sort of extra clearance. It gives you another inch clearance off of the ground when you're landing on like leaves or a bit of an uneven surface. It's really useful. And then just some extra propellers for the drone as well, because you never know. That just does up and really helps keep this bag in a nice sort of organised way as well. My final bits up the top are my lenses. Now I'm really sort of into vintage lenses at the moment. I've got a few in here. I like primes as well, so they're all primes. So to start off, I haven't got any caps for this, unfortunately, but it's the Vivitar 50mm f1.8. I really don't use this enough, but it's a very good lens, and that f1.8 is just really good for the low light, getting that nice really blurred background, depth of field, everything like that. I've then also got a Vivitar 28mm, so if I want to come a bit wider, I've used this a lot recently for sports, like basketball stuff I used it for. But it's f2.8, so it's still good for the low light and depth of field, but yeah, it's just really handy if I want to come that little bit wider. This is probably the most talked about vintage lens of all time. It's the Helios 44-2M 58mm, goes down to f2, so it's incredible in that low light again. And yeah, I use this lens literally so often, all the time. This, probably my favourite purchase in recent times.
Your big boy, technically.
It is technically my 70-200 in a prime. It's 135mm vintage, still f2.8. So when I'm doing this at 135, you literally, the background is, like, you can't make out what it is. It's that blurred, it looks incredible. So yeah, this lens I'm using a lot recently and I'm loving it, and it's really good. And I got it for £10. Didn't actually mention that, but yeah, I got that for £10. Can't go wrong with that, to be honest. But it's an incredible lens, and I'm really loving using it for all the close-up stuff at the moment and getting those sort of different perspectives with it.
So yeah, inside mine I've got this little, so I put a cover over it just to protect my two lenses. But it's basically my last two things. I've got the kit lens, 20-60. And well, as you said, it's like, started to use this more now.
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
think we both wrote off our kit lenses. Like the 12-60 I use so much now.
Because you can do some good things. Like if you know what you're doing and stuff, you can actually get some really nice stuff with this. Like, do you know what I mean, the basic kit lens. But, however, moving on.
Best lens of all time.
85. I'm more, I think we're different in terms of like the 70-200 I love, just because I can keep that on for all situations, and I don't really like swapping and stuff. I like that ease of just sticking with something, and then like I feel like I'm not going to miss something or whatever. But you don't mind changing as much. That's what you've got.
Don't mind
primes.
I like primes, but the 12-60 always stays on, because I'm with you on like not missing anything or anything like that, and 12-60 is, you know.
Having said that, 85, like I love having this on. It's just, yeah, it's so good for everything. It's like
so good.
Portraits with photos, and just, yeah, it's really, really nice lens, to be fair. I think we were saying earlier, to be fair, about like my kit compared to sort of your kit. Like obviously I've only just almost sort of got into camera, started getting into camera, so I've got less stuff, whereas you've sort of been into it more, and you've got more of like we were saying about the experiences on set and whatever, you've sort of built up a...
Well, it's like through uni, wasn't it? It was like, I guess I used uni to develop at camera. A lot of people use uni to figure out what it is, what niche in film they want to do.
That was me, figuring out what do I really want to do.
It was sound until recent times.
Yeah, I was into production sound, post sound, and then I thought, you know what, I had a camera, but then I just fell in love with like camera and capture and stuff, and now I've just sort of stuck with it, and I'm now sort of investing in more.
It's like the thing that we're saying, where it's like over the years I've just sort of built up a load of camera gear. There's still a bunch of stuff at home, but this is the stuff that's used day in, day out on every shoot.
Yeah.
Like say, I used uni to kind of develop my camera skills and get the opportunity to work on a lot of films and stuff like that. And it definitely did help. That obviously then means I've come away with a lot more random stuff in the bag.
But it also shows that you don't need to necessarily, like obviously I knew something in film, I loved film, but I didn't know, you don't need to know, oh, this is the path I want to go down 100%, and definitely I'm sort of like a example of that. Then you also could do where you know exactly what you want to do, and you just build on them skills.
A lot of people probably wouldn't do what I did, in terms of like, not in like a cocky way, but a lot of people probably wouldn't, if they know they want to do camera, they'd probably just be like, oh, well, I'm just going to pursue this outside of uni. But I wanted to get a lot more on-set experience, and there was nowhere else that I was going to make sort of 10 or so films in 3 years other than uni. It was all that sort of stuff that has obviously got me to the point where now I'm actually able to charge for what I'm doing. But anyway, back to the bag. I've pretty much finished with the inside of the bag now. Speaking about the bag itself, this is the PGY Tech 1Mo backpack, 25 litre. I really wanted a bag that I could fit everything into, and this bag does that perfectly, which nicely leads on to the last segment of this bag, which is probably a pocket that you can't even notice, but it is this bit here. So it's kind of like a bit of a hidden away kind of pocket, if you like. This bit extends out like that. And then if I undo these little zips here, this is where I keep my gimbal in here. So I've got the Moser Aircross 2. It's kind of like the perfect blend between price, weight, and being able to take sort of the payload of the camera or whatever I put on it. So this is the gimbal itself. Really sort of nice to use, never let me down. Had it for literally 5 or so years at least. And yeah, it's just really good for everything I need it to do. And it comes with this sort of, obviously all the mounting stuff. So the base plate, you can mount it vertically or horizontally with this L mount. And then it comes with the legs obviously, which screw into the bottom, which you use when you're balancing it. And I've got this extra tripod here, which I can screw sort of into the back and use as like an extra support. We both found is very handy on like our backs and stuff. Because it doesn't have to be a heavy setup on a gimbal for you to feel it sort of between your shoulder blades. But this just helps out with that a lot.
I think that's it for us. And yeah, we've got a few obviously bits at home and that, but it's more just about our actual bags and what we go to shoots with. Hopefully you found it sort of a bit useful, like take something from it that
We wanted to be a bit relatable, didn't we, with it?
yeah, because we are technically starting out, and it's like
we're sort of 6 months deep into freelancing and it's going well. But obviously there's people that are a lot deeper into it with a lot more sort of advanced gear than us, but this gear is still more than capable of anything that, you know, you need to do.
yeah, and the people like clients and, you know, customs or whatever, they've come back and said brilliant stuff. Like, do you know what I mean? We're not like held back by anything now. We've got everything.
Like, you know, not to be big-headed about it, but we've never had complaints about any of our stuff or like how it looks or anything like that. It's all very capable equipment. Everything we get from now is just going to be an investment into what we're doing. So hope it was a very sort of informative, interesting video. I mean, these are the sorts of videos I like to watch sometimes as well, so I thought we'll do one. We're kind of in a bit of a different setting, which is quite nice. But yeah, thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time on Awake TV.